North America versus Europe event that was supposed to go down at Evo 2022. Well, the 10v10 exhibition, or maybe a 5v5. Nobody really ironed out the details of that. Seems like it might be, I'm gonna say in shambles, but it seemed like it probably
Mm,
might not happen.
I think
If
Shams
you've
is
been on
accurate.
social media in any form or fashion, in FGC land the last couple of days, you have seen that there's a big debacle going on about this might not happen. And Punk the God seems like he doesn't want to do it. It even seems like Idom doesn't want to do it. But just like when the Avengers needed help the most, other superheroes came in the symbol, and we have different names such as Menard D and others who have come and said, like, look, I mean, if they ain't down, I'm down. El Chocote said he'd be down, and they want to do it. And Europe is just sitting back, playing in the background, like, look, we got our people. I mean, so if y'all just disordered and scared or whatever y'all got going on, we got our team. It was funny. Imagine Obama called them the Brexit squad. That was that was pretty funny. But they're sitting back just playing in the background, like, look, whenever y'all want to push buttons, we here. Y'all just got y'all issues and stuff going on.
Wow.
So it seems like it's not going to happen. But if we can get these things going with other players getting into it, then there might still be a chance. It might not just be with our basically top two best Street Fighter players. Now, that's kind of put us in a peculiar situation, because if we win, dang, we won.
Yeah.
But if we don't win, it wasn't our best players. So, so it's kind of like in a peculiar situation. So enough for the intro. Let's go ahead and get into it, because I'm pretty sure everybody knows. But yeah, I mean, I find it very. It sucks that it seems like it's not gonna happen. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's Punk said it seemed like it was an issue where he asked for something and he didn't get what he asked to do the event in return. I mean, we're assuming it's something financial. And if that's the case, then that sucks. I mean, I can understand wanting to get paid for what it is that you're doing. I
Mhm.
mean, you have been in the game for years. You're probably the top Street Fighter personality right now, pushing the game forward and all that other stuff. But it just sucks that in a thing that's going to be so big for the FGC that is not happening. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't want to get his money, and he probably doesn't look at it like us. Punk has been in Street Fighter for so long, so many different matches, so many hype sets. He's at that upper echelon now. So to him, if it's like, hey, make sure I get all these things done at Evo or play in this exhibition, for him, it might not be the exhibition. I mean, if he probably is just like, look, because people say it a lot, placings, they count more than
Mm.
exhibitions. But my personal opinion, I'm just like, bro, we do, for the love of the FGC, even if it's something that is like, hey, I can't get paid right now, like, man, come on and do it, man. I mean, it's all fun at the end of the day. I mean, and I've heard other people say that even if it was paid, he could come and do the event. The thing is gonna be huge if y'all play like NA versus Europe. That's gonna get. I mean, I think they said with the North America versus Europe Tekken event at Combo Breaker,
Oh yeah.
they got like 20,000 views, 25,000 views, people watching live on stream. So that boost in brand, social media exposure, all that stuff is profitable in itself. But who knows what's going on in Punk's mind? Who knows what the reason is? I mean, it's we pick it on Punk so much, but Idom don't even want to do it. Idom said he wants to focus on Evo, and I can get it. But not everybody just truly has that different drive and stuff like that, to just be like, hey, even though this thing is not putting money in my pocket, it's probably not going to help me as much as I think it would. I'm still going to do it for the culture, you know, because you see a lot of old heads talking about, like, I don't know, I call them old heads. That's a disrespectful term. The OGs in the community, like Ryan Hart was saying, like, man, like, I've never seen America in no time in gaming history back down from any challenge, and it's seeming like that's what's happening now. So I'm gonna shut up and close my mouth and let MC Mason actually say something for this Be the Rex on Max podcast.
You know what, man? Like, I mean, like I wouldn't refer to it as backing down, man. It's just like, yeah, I think that's a little harsh, don't you think? Like to refer to it as backing down. It's just one of those just one of those things. Victims of circumstances, right? Like that's, I mean, that this whole 10v10, 5v5 is just a victim of circumstance. And I mean, yeah, like it would be great if everybody could just do stuff for the love of the community, but like, yeah, man, like you were saying earlier, like how much is enough, right? Like before, like if you're going to tournaments and you're spending money and you're getting like you go in there, you're playing, and then you go home to like a cardboard box and you're trying to like, eat like
I doubt Punk is
MREs.
doing that. Doing that. Punk is very well off. I'm sure.
But you know what I mean. I don't know, man. Like after a certain point, I guess like people are kind of like, okay, well, what am I getting out of this? I guess because I mean, like he has been around for a hot minute, right? Like it's been a good while. So
Yeah, I'm adjusting stuff in Streamlabs. All right, hopefully they'll do. Trying to get my chroma key right. Then another thing is FGC not wanting to do. Well, so another one is TO's not making enough. So you know the KIT tournament, right?
yeah, well, which one? The one in Texas or the one in Tennessee?
It's owned by the same person, but the one in Texas has been not happening anymore. That's been over with. But yeah. So he basically came out and said this is going to be the last one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just don't have the. He basically said the reason is financial issues. They don't have the money to do it, and it's part of a conversation of like TO's really not making enough in the scene. Both is for the culture. Doing it for the culture. It's last minute, but we just go put all the confusion to the side. And I mean, just do it for the one time. You know what I'm saying? Like for the one time. You know what I'm saying?
I
Just do it for the
understand,
one
man.
time.
I understand, but like you got to like sometimes, like you got to make priorities, man. Like sometimes you got to prioritize events, man. Like I wish I could go to every event, right? I wish I could go to every single event, but that's not going to happen. Some events have to take priority over other events, man. Especially when they're so close to each other. Sometimes you just can't do both. You got to focus on one. Um, I mean, I wish I could go to Evo, but I have another event that I have to focus on, like that happens basically the exact same weekend. I gotta prioritize. Like everybody's got to prioritize. So I don't, I don't know if that's necessarily. I mean, I'm just like postulating, right? These are all just postulations. I'm just theorizing. I'm just saying that there are a myriad of reasons why he couldn't possibly want. Maybe he's just kind of like, I just don't feel like doing it. Like you know what I mean? It's just like Idom's like. I don't want to do that. Like there's certain things you just don't feel like doing. And I could understand that. But at the same time, it's like it would be a huge deal though. Like that's the thing. It would be a really big deal for something like that to happen, for them to be like, yeah, man, like this is like the clash of the titans kind of thing, right? And like you're saying, I mean, if they end up doing it, like you're in that position where it's like, oh well, if we if we lose, it's like we didn't have all our best players, but if we win, we win. So it like it's almost like I don't want to be that guy, but it's almost like them not being there and it happening anyway would kind of be like in our best interest.
I'm hoping this is like a wrestling promo that everybody's doing all this confusion, and then at the last I was like, you know what? We lied. We was playing y'all. We doing the whole thing. We just wanted y'all to think, and then it be more hyper because they just like, hey man, we was just all cutting promos. We finna go ahead and do it.